One of the areas in data governance I personally struggle with is the assignment of role names and responsibilities as a tool for spreading data governance across the enterprise. That is, saying to somebody, oh, you're a data steward, and here is a few paragraphs of what your responsibilities are. To me, that's not granular enough, it's not detailed enough, and I prefer to think that data governance is a whole set of many RACI matrices. So what's a RACI matrix? A RACI matrix is a tool, I think it was invented originally by the US Army, for role clarity. So you would take a task and say who's responsible for it, which means who's doing the task, who's accountable for it, which means who is like the task owner, the person who takes the blame or the credit for that task and says when it's done, who's consulted, that is the individuals or organizational units who are asked about that particular task and have to provide input, and then who's informed about it. That's the communication just goes one way to them. It can be very important because they may have to get prepared for something. So with the RACI matrix, you tend to have a set of well-defined tasks that have to be done, and you know who's involved in them. And then the important thing is that the individuals or the business units may change, they may shift in terms of the columns that they're assigned to, whether they're responsible, accountable, consulted, or informed, depending on the task set, the RACI matrix. So this gives us a lot more granularity, a lot more clarity, a lot more flexibility, and it doesn't get to the point where people are labeled with some role name that they don't really like and don't really know what's involved with it. And also we can quite frankly have problems with human resources where we're assigning people really job description elements as part of this that haven't been agreed. And we also have to remember that people have limited time for data governance in the business and IT. Unless they're dedicated to data governance, they have some degree of capacity, but it's not very great to deal with data governance. So we need to be careful about how we're loading them up. And again, RACI matrices can be used to compute who is kind of being assigned too many responsibilities or too much accountability, and maybe they're being overburdened. Now, that is not to say that in certain circumstances those role names and role assignments aren't valid. They certainly are. I would think in terms of a product master, item master team who really is doing data work all the time, there we can say, yes, you're a data steward, and we can give a role description. But on the more general side of data governance, I think that the RACI approach is a better one. So that's my viewpoint. Other people have definitely got different viewpoints. I'd like to hear what yours are.